John and Debbie's story begins like a scene from a classic film, a blind date arranged by family friends at the Air Force Academy. Now in their 70s, they still laugh about those early days and the winding road that followed. But the most defining chapter began after raising 3 children and dreaming of a quieter life closer to nature. In the fall of 1999, after 2 years of searching for the right property, they found it, 87 acres in Conifer. It was rugged Colorado land with wetlands, wildlife, and a homestead history traced through deer trails, logging remnants, charcoal pits, and historic cabins. As they walked this historic property that first day, they knew this was home. The land, however, came with a price tag that demanded creativity. They bought it, began planning their home, and slowly built a dream, not just for themselves, but for their children and future generations. Along the way, they met Mel Andrew, a MALT board member and a land conservation specialist who introduced them to the idea of a voluntary conservation easement. It just made sense, Debbie said. We didn't want to see this land turned into 5-acre developments. We loved the wildlife, the habitat, the peace. We had to protect it. That decision led Debbie and John to pursue a permanent conservation easement, protecting their land from future development and ensuring that the wildlife habitat, streams, ponds, and natural areas they loved would remain untouched forever. Their grandchildren, who live in the Denver area, visit John and Debbie often. They hike, they sled, they ice skate. They search for rocks and fossils, marvel at animal bones, and wonder at the silence and scent of the mountain. 12-year-old Sullivan was hiking on the side of their mountain with his grandmother recently, where he found a huge elk antler. Sullivan paused and said, "Yah, just smell the air." These experiences shape them, John said. They're learning what really matters, and hopefully they'll carry that forward. Conserving their land wasn't just a financial decision for Debbie and John. This is our legacy, Debbie said. We're setting an example. Life should have a greater purpose, and this is ours. We want to do things that make a difference. Now retired, Debbie stays busy traveling, hiking, skiing, and giving back through fundraising for local nonprofits, while John reflects on the need for preserving the wild, open land they cherish. They've seen what happens when unchecked development pushes in, stripping places of their charm and stillness. So when a bike project was proposed next door, threatening the natural beauty of more than 400 acres, they joined with neighbors and conservation groups to fight back. Together, they protected the place they love. As Debbie said, MALT makes it possible to protect the wildlife, the open space, and the animals. Without that kind of leadership, development just rolls forward, and that's scary. What sets MALT apart is their personal touch. They show up, they listen, they care, and that makes people want to stand with them. John and Debbie see their land as more than property. It's a living legacy. Easter egg hunts feature Debbie as the Easter Bunny. Hikes with the grandkids turn into geology lessons, and every walk reveals something new. A flower they hadn't noticed, a chance to be still and observe when animals appear, and with the protection of their conservation easement, that legacy will stretch forward indefinitely. Asked about their hopes for 100 years from now, Debbie doesn't hesitate. "I hope this land still looks just like this. I hope our kids and grandkids carry forward what we've started, not just here, but in other places too. The planet needs people who care." We need people like John and Debbie Ford.